Hey, what's going on, champs? I'm Aaron Deliosa. Welcome to an Immigrant's Life podcast, my podcast about immigrants, immigration, and everything in between. August is coming to an end, but we're still out here slinging stories of amazing immigrants. Thank you for joining me every week. And if you want more content about this episode, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at An Immigrant's Life. You can listen to the podcast on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. For the Apple listeners, I'd appreciate if you could give the podcast a 5-star rating as well as a short and positive review. It'll take only a few seconds from you, but I will cherish it forever. Now, let's talk about the episode. This week's guest is like a beautiful lotus flower. She came to this world as a meek little flower bud until she realizes that to enable to bloom into a beautiful lotus flower, she will need to accept what the universe has to offer her. I really enjoyed recording this episode and I cannot wait for you to listen to it. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Today's guest is a content creator, an immigrant guidance, and a social media sweetheart. She's sweet as a candy and as fresh as a mint. Everyone, please welcome Minnat Shah.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I think that was one of the sweetest introductions I've ever heard about myself. Thank you so much.
You deserve it. First of all, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself or promote anything?
So as far as my introduction goes, my name is Minnat. I live in Toronto and I'm originally from India. I moved to Canada in 2018 towards the end, and by the end of this year, it would be 3 years in Canada. So yeah, I'm enjoying pretty much my new life in Canada, creating social media content part-time and also working full-time with one of the big 6 banks. So pretty much that's about it.
Awesome. You're working for a bank. What do you do for a living?
So I work to assist the investment advisor in managing portfolios of high net worth clients. So basically, I work for managing the investment portfolios, the trading of securities. And I recently applied for my license, trading license. So I think that's something I wanted to do when I moved to Canada.
Okay. Also, you planned it.
Yes, I did. Actually, I did my own research. Back in India, I didn't have this background. I was in the accounting field. After moving here, I did some research and I secured an internship in the same field. And then I started loving my work. So I did some certifications for it. And now I applied my license.
That's awesome, and good luck. And I'm sure you're going to crush it.
Thank you so much.
All right. So as always, I like starting from the start. And you mentioned you were from India. Which part of India were you from?
I'm from Vadodara. It's a city in the state of Gujarat. And our Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, he is from Gujarat.
Really? I have a few friends that's from Gujarat.
Oh.
Apparently, you guys are the funny ones, eh?
Yeah, we are funny and we are sweet.
That's what my friends told me. I'm like, I don't understand the language, obviously, but I bet. So you grew up in Gujarat?
Yes, I did. Actually, I was born in a different state in India. I was born in Maharashtra, in the city of Mumbai, which is pretty much like Toronto. It has the cosmopolitan vibe. And then my childhood was in Vadodara. I grew up in Vadodara.
Why did you guys move?
When I was a little young, that's when we moved.
Yeah, why?
Because my dad's from Vadodara and my mom's from Mumbai. So in India, what happens is like the baby gets delivered in the hometown of the mom.
Oh yeah, that's how it is.
Yes. Things are changing now,
Hmm.
but previously, it was, I would say, unwritten tradition.
Yeah, I like the tradition, to be honest. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So describe your childhood to us.
Well, the thing is, I was very silent child, I think. That's what my mom and dad told me. I don't remember much of it, but I didn't have any sibling. I mean, I don't have any siblings,
Mm.
so I was not very talkative. But yeah, I did make quite a few friends, and I'm still in touch with some of those over a period of time. I'm still I think I will be in touch with them
What do you mean? I think.
because when you change countries, it gets a little difficult to be in touch, keeping in mind the time zones. And I'm still trying. Even they are trying to be in contact, but it gets a little difficult. So that's why I said I think I'll be in touch.
Yeah. I look at it like you're a tree that you guys are like growing together. And then when you one of them you move or a few of them moves, it branches out. You guys still are in the same tree, but you guys are branching out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think I'm lucky because I have some of my friends here also who were my friends when I was in India.
Oh,
So
sweet.
yeah, saved me from making new friends.
Yeah. The hard part.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to make friends in a new country. It's not
Yes.
as easy as it looks.
Yeah, you're right. Especially as you said, you were an introvert.
I was,
Okay.
now I'm not. I was. As a child, I was introvert.
Okay. What changed?
I think as I grew up and I started making friends, I think they really helped me open up. And then, thanks to my husband, who also has many, many friends, we have quite a large group of friends now. So
Mhm.
I think that pretty much changed everything about me. And
Okay.
I'm also a social media content creator now.
Mhm.
So I don't think I'm introvert anymore.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that you said that your husband is the extrovert one because we need those. You know, as me and myself as an introvert, I'm more in the middle. You know, like I prefer to be alone, but if there's a party, trust me, I'll be in the front. You know, but I love meeting extroverts because like you said, it makes it easier to make new friends because that guy will introduce or that person will introduce you to different people, right?
Yes, exactly. That's the best part.
And it's the best. It's your husband. You know, it's easier.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun in Gujarat?
For fun, we used to play cards.
What kind of cards?
Those are known as playing cards, and we have family reunions. We have actually quite big extended families, and on weekends we used to meet at somebody's home and we used to have fun, travel. That's about it.
Yeah. But you, like as a child growing up, did you used to go out and do like I don't know, climb trees and whatever?
No, no, not at all. Like I said, I was a very obedient child. So if my mom used to tell me sit, then I used to sit. That's
Yeah.
how I was. So yeah, I was very silent like that.
Okay. But when you were in high school or in college, is that when you kind of like bloomed and become more outgoing and or it's still the same Minat?
No, no, I'm not same. I don't think I'm same at all. Rather, I think I've become more adventurous as a person, like fun-loving person, as the years pass by. Like right now, we went for skydiving. I think that was one of the most thrilling experiences I've had in my life.
Yeah.
So I've become that person who can take risks, who is willing to take risks just for fun.
Yeah. First of all, good job. And I saw that and I'm like, you're crazy. But for me, that's one thing I'll never do. My wife did it when she was younger. I would never do it
Oh my God, why wouldn't you do
because
skydiving?
I'm not crazy like you. That's why. No way, man. Like,
You know what? It was pretty scary at first because we had to jump from about over 12,000 feet right from an airplane. And it was a free fall for about
mhm.
a minute long. But then I thought, why not? Because I asked them a lot of questions. So I went to Skydive Ontario and I asked them a lot of questions related to safety. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. They have a backup parachute. I even asked that question. What if the parachute doesn't open? What are we supposed to do? And they were so patient. I really, really have to thank them because it has turned out to be the most incredible experiences. When you are in the sky, it feels like you're flying. It
You are
feels so
flying
different.
essentially.
Yeah, it feels so different.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Listen, I take 4 steps on stairs and I look down. I'm scared already. Imagine a skydiving. I'm good. That's one thing I'll never do. That bungee jumping, I'm good.
Okay.
Have you done bungee jumping?
No, but maybe going forward, I wanted to try different adventure sports. So bungee jumping is one of them.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is for me is like you jump off of a plane already. What's the difference between bungee jumping?
Because from plane, I jumped with an instructor.
Mhm.
For bungee jumping, I will have to jump alone. That would be the biggest change.
I
That's the
see.
difference.
Yeah. But have you been thinking of going back and jumping off a plane by yourself?
Um, I don't think so. Because I would be like, what if I'm not able to open the parachute now?
But you need training. You're gonna get trained.
Yeah, but I don't think I have the patience to get the training. I would rather do some other adventure sport.
That's funny, man. That's. I have a question for you. Growing up in India, which is a patriarchal society, and you being a strong, independent woman, as you said, was it difficult for you growing up in India and to show your colors, as they say?
Not at all, because even though India I mean, has a patriarchal society, but my family believes in equality, and that's what they instilled in me ever since I was a child. And since I said that I don't have any siblings, so basically, I was the male child and the female child both for my parents. I still am. So it wasn't very difficult growing up, but I've seen people following the patriarchal rules.
Yeah, I love that you said you're the son and the daughter for your parents.
Yes.
Is that a normal thing in India? For like, first of all, let me just comment that you're one child, which is so rare in India, right?
Yes, it is rare.
Was that a plan?
Yes, it was planned because my parents believe that, I mean, they are not like very rich. So they thought that if we have two kids, then they might not be able to provide the best of everything to both the kids. So they wanted to provide me the best. And say they planned to have only one child.
They only have one. Like, okay, that's enough, and then you stop them from having another child because you want everything, right?
No, no. That's actually pretty much the opposite of it. I always wanted to have a sibling.
Yeah. And how do you feel that you'd never had a sibling?
I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I always thought if I would have a sibling, that would have helped me. I mean, so much in a certain way during my childhood. I think I would have been more open on communication front, and I think the fun part is also there when you have a sibling. There's a fun element to it.
Well, if you get along.
Yeah, even if you don't get along, I think you can always bully your sibling or you can fight with them.
You know, yeah, I guess so. Well, depends if you're the oldest or you're the youngest, but in your situation, obviously you're going to be the eldest.
Yeah, I would have been the eldest if I had a sibling.
Mhm. Let's stick with the Indian culture because I'm really fascinated with it. What's your opinion about the cultural appropriation of the Holi festival? Does it bother you or do you celebrate it?
I love Holi. Rather, the second day of Holi is known as Dhuleti. It's a festival of colors. You literally throw colors at each other. That's how
Mhm.
you celebrate Dhuleti. And I feel since it's very colorful and very vibrant, I love it.
Mhm. Yeah, but you
And
know how the West, I don't know if you have seen, but the Western culture have been using that idea of like throwing colors, especially on marathons or something like that. How do you feel about that?
I think that's fine because if you think of world as a global village, it's always a good idea to take the best part from each other's culture. That's how you get along.
Hmm. My girl, I like that. Yeah, yeah, and it's different, like you said, like different ideas, and then you choose the best ideas and then make it improved it. You know.
Yeah,
Hmm. So, what do you miss about India?
I miss my family the most.
Mm.
I haven't seen them in 3 years, and
Three
it's not
years.
easy. Yeah, because ever since I was born, I've been living with them
Mm.
until the day I moved to Canada.
What? How did that go down? Like, did you go to your parents and say, "Yo, mom, dad, I'm bouncing. I'm moving to Canada."
No, my husband lived here, so
Mm.
that's why I had to move here.
You don't have to move it, but you move anyway.
So you know what? That's again a cultural thing.
Okay.
So in India, a girl always moves and starts living with the husband and his family.
Mm, okay.
So even if you're living in India and you're in different cities, the girl goes to the and starts living in the at the husband's house.
Mm,
Things are changing now, but still, a lot of people practice this tradition. Majority of them.
yeah. How did you meet your husband?
It was an arranged marriage. I'm not sure if you have an idea about what an arranged marriage
Hmm.
is. So, in India, we have a system through which both the families arrange a meeting for the girl and the guy.
Hmm.
So, it would be shocking, but I didn't actually meet my husband in person until the point we were engaged to be married.
No
He was in
way.
Canada all that time, and I was in India.
Okay.
So we met online
Hmm.
because actually we have a mutual relative who introduced us, and then we just chatted online and like had conversations over phone and stuff. And he was pretty convinced that I could. I mean, he saw me as his life partner,
Mm.
and I took my little time, and then I was like, okay, the guy seems decent. I would just say yes.
Mm.
So it was pretty quick.
Hmm.
In a span of 1 month, we were married.
1 month.
Yes. He came to India to get married to me. We started talking towards the end of October 2017, and in November we were married.
Wow. That was quick, man. But let's say you were talking, you were chatting. getting to know each other, and you're like, this guy, I don't like this guy. Could you have backed out, or you're like the family, like, no, you're taking this guy?
No, I could have backed out.
Mm,
That way, my family had left the decision on me. It was, I mean, they were like, it's your life, and you have to decide if you can spend the rest of your life with this guy or not, if you like his family or not.
mm. Is that really an arranged marriage?
It is pretty much real. My mom and dad had an arranged marriage. My husband's parents, they also had an arranged marriage.
No, I mean, your situation, it wasn't really an arranged marriage because you had a decision. You could have backed out if you wanted to. It's not like your family forced you to marry your husband.
So in arranged marriages, the families don't force you to get married
Mm.
to a specific. I mean, they just introduce you, and actually, you have the liberty to yourself. You can meet a couple of guys, like different guys, if you're not really sure of if you wanna get married to that person or not. But it happens in a very formal manner.
Hmm. In the West, they call it Tinder.
Yeah, but in case of Tinder, you don't know each other's family,
I know.
right?
I
You only know the
actually,
person.
yeah, I actually have conversed about arranged marriage on a different episode that I said to myself when I was growing up, being, not knowing anything about arranged marriage. I said, no, I want to choose the person I'm going to marry, right? And then I got older, and then I saw this documentary about this a couple from India that they were arranged marriage, and they're saying that it was good because I didn't have to go around and look for this guy or this woman. Like my family knows this family, which is a good family, and then I met this dude. He's a good dude. She's a good person. Let's get it. And I said to myself, like, I wish I was arranged marriage. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to go around bars or clubs and looking for this person. I mean, I'm married now, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like having a Tinder, but in a very not what do you say, like formal way.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, you know what? It might sound contradicting, but when I was in college, I was so into Bollywood movies. Like I used to watch so many movies that, and all Bollywood movies are have. I mean, they are all romantic movies,
Oh, hell yeah.
and yeah, and once you know start watching those kind of movies, you'll be like one day somebody will just Prince Charming would walk into your life, and then you'll have a happily ever after with that person, and all sort of whims. It instills whims in you basically. And I was like, I also want to do love marriage. I'm gonna find my partner by myself. And it was kind of funny because I didn't have a boyfriend at that point. Like I never really had a boyfriend. So I told this thing to my husband, and he laughed like anything. He said that you didn't have a boyfriend, but you wanted to do love marriage, and then you ended up doing an arranged marriage.
Oh, is that what you call it? Love marriage?
Yeah. So
Oh,
if
okay.
you choose your partner by yourself, then it would be love marriage. And if your family introduces you to the person, it would be arranged marriage. It's kind of weird, but that's how it is.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, like with your husband, you end up loving him, right? Like liking him. That's a love, no?
No, because we met through the families. We didn't know each other before. Love happened after the marriage.
Hmm.
We just knew we were acquainted to each other, but we didn't really love each other until we got to know each other better.
Hmm. In India, is there like prejudice towards like arranged marriage or love marriage? Like, oh, these are love marriage. This guy sucks, or you know what I mean?
Actually, if you would have asked me this question maybe a decade before, my answer would have been different because things were pretty different back then. Now everybody is, becoming more liberal. and they are trying to adapt to the new trends, and there are more love marriages. There are arranged marriages also, but people are becoming more open towards love marriage too.
I love the term love marriage. Like, that's awesome.
So that's basically you love. I mean, you get married to somebody you love. You
Yeah,
already
I
know
get
that
it.
person, and
But
yeah.
okay, I don't know how conservative India is towards that. Like in the Philippines, this is how we do it. Like let's say me, a single person, I see a woman and like do my thing. Like hey, make my moves, whatever. We go out. It's like Western, like a Western culture, and then we end up getting married. Let's say I'm an Indian man. I see a woman like, oh, I like this chiquita. How would I approach her? Like, do I approach the family? How does it work?
So things are pretty different now. Like I said, you can just walk up to that girl and approach like normally. You can start by introducing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because even our generation, it's becoming more open towards the love marriage now.
Okay.
So it's no longer the same. It's no longer like, I mean, the love marriage is no longer a taboo.
Mm, okay. Oh wait, love marriage is the taboo?
Was it was you
Oh
know
no
what,
way.
it was a kind of taboo. My grandmother's sister, she loved somebody, and she had to like go away, I mean run away with that person, because the family wasn't accepting the guy. It
They
has happened in the past. I'm talking about 50 to 60 years back, maybe. It was
mm.
like that.
That's crazy, man. Like I
Yeah,
said, like love marriage is cool and everything. Excuse me, but arranged marriage would have been more easier because when we were growing up, like you said, when you're watching Bollywood and all that stuff, right? You were like, oh, I want to see Prince Charming. I want to meet Prince Charming. Then you realize once you get married with Prince Charming, it's not just Prince Charming. You got to get married to the family.
exactly. That's so different. I mean, you don't get married to one person, you have to live with the entire family.
Mhm.
So you have to actually figure out before getting married if you will be able to adjust in the family.
Mhm. Exactly. So your husband went back to India to marry you, right?
Yes.
The first time you saw him, what was your reaction?
Actually, he came earlier than what he told me.
Look at this guy,
Because
Romeo over here.
yeah, and I was just sitting casually in my night dress, and I was applying hair oil, and I was looking my best. That's what I can tell you. And yet, he looked at me like I was the most beautiful girl for him, and
Mm,
that is what impressed me the most. That this person can love me at my worst.
mhm. Of course. That's awesome. How old was he when you guys got married?
He was 27,
And you?
25.
Close enough.
Yeah, but a lot of people, like, a lot of girls especially, get married at an early age in India,
Yeah.
like in their early 20s.
Okay. Yeah. Same here in the Philippines. It was an issue. Now, slowly with education and with focusing on more careers, people are like, oh, you know what? No, I don't want to get married now. I want to focus on my career or have kids later.
Yeah, that's how things are working in India right now. Like, things are changing rather.
Hmm.
Everybody is getting more focused, like being more focused towards career,
Hmm.
and so the personal life is taking a bit of backtrack,
It's awesome.
sidetrack rather.
Yeah. So you guys got married. I'm assuming he went back to Canada. You waited what, a year for you to come here?
Yes, yes. Actually, I came here exactly 1 year after we got married. It was our anniversary that
Oh,
month. And at that time, I landed in Canada.
That's amazing.
So basically, we had a long distance relationship after the marriage. It
Mhm.
was a courtship after marriage.
That's awesome. Must be difficult.
It was very difficult. But he was a PR, and my process for PR was going on, so I couldn't come. And I didn't know that it was going to take this long. Otherwise, we could have applied for my visitor's visa, and I could have come on a visitor's visa.
So while you're waiting for you to go to Canada, were you like researching about Canada and all that stuff?
Yeah, I was doing my research about Canada. I started to learn French. Um, I started to learn driving. I didn't know how to drive a car.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't have a full G license.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did the things that could help me survive in Canada and live a better life here.
Yeah. Were you excited?
I was excited and I was sad also because I had to start from a scratch. I had to
Mm-hmm.
leave my family behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like starting life from zero, level zero. Adjusting. I mean, I had heard pretty scary things about the Canadian winters. So,
You're in Toronto. You're good. Don't worry. You're not in Quebec.
you know what? In 2018 and early 2019, when I landed, like we had, I think, maybe 4 or 5 storm days, like snowstorm
Ooh.
here. So,
Toronto storm, not Quebec storm.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
So, did you have a career in India before you moved here?
Yes, I was, since I mentioned, like at the beginning, I was
Mhm.
in the accounting field.
Mhm. That must have sucked that you have to go back to zero while you're established there.
Yeah, it was, but I think, like from based on my Indian experience, it helped me to get my internship over here. I did actually enroll for a program which is only for permanent residents, and it's funded by the Canadian government.
Mm-hmm.
And like through that program, you're actually allowed to work as a co-op student at any company of your choice
What do you mean?
based on your based on your prior work experience. So like let's say if I had experience back in accounting, I could select a company here in Toronto where I can work as a co-op student. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a practical approach
Okay. How
for my life in Canada, work experience in Canada rather.
how did you know about this program?
So one of my husband's friend got his permanent position, first job due to this program,
Mm.
and he recommended me this program.
Oh, okay. So when you arrive in Canada, how did you feel like when you see the buildings? It looks different. Weather is obviously different. How did you feel? What was your reaction?
Yeah, there are a lot of skyscrapers here, which is different than back in India. Um, and the weather also. Weather is drastically different. In India, we have tropical weather, and here the winters are not very good, but they are tolerable if you wear the right winter gear.
Mhm.
As you live through 1 or 2 winters, you are good to go.
Listen, no, I don't believe that. I've been living in Canada more than 10 years and I'm still not good to go. Okay.
You're not? Oh my
No.
God.
Okay, listen. Don't judge me, first of all. You're in Toronto. Okay. I'm in Quebec. Have you been in Quebec?
Oh, okay. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Manitoba or Winnipeg, but we get minus 45 wind chill here.
God,
Yeah, while snow is dumping on your head.
that's a bad weather.
Oh, it's terrible. But I always say, I have a mantra that I always say, that it's either this or starvation. I always choose this. I promise you.
You know what? My husband has been here since more than 10 years, and he has lived in different provinces, and
Mhm.
now he's used to the Albertan winters also.
That's good.
So the Ontario winter doesn't feel like winter to him.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it's like this. You guys talking about this is winter? This is not winter. This is almost summer. I try to stay positive about it though. Like people says like, oh, in Quebec you only have like 2 months of summer, and I always say no. For me, as soon as the snow is melted, that's summer for me.
Yeah, you have to make the most of it, most of the time that you get.
Exactly. So when you arrive in Canada, you have your husband with you, which is amazing. You have someone with you. You mentioned earlier that you have friends that moved to Toronto. They didn't move first, or you moved first?
I had only one friend at that point, like who was my friend before, like from India. But my husband had a large group of friends already. He had
Mhm.
quite a few friends, and they became my friends.
That's awesome.
So I didn't really had to make any extra effort to make new friends because his friends were my friends, are still my friends.
Mhm. Are they a mixed bag, or it's like all Indians?
They're all Indians. And ever since I moved here, I always wanted to make a non-Indian friend.
Awesome.
I don't have a non-Indian friend. I have acquaintances, but not friends.
You need to reach out. It's hard. It's difficult. It's one of the things, like you said earlier, like it's one of the things that they don't talk about on like books or anything. Like it's really hard to make new friends that are not your kind.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think since I didn't study here, I didn't do like a full-time program. I didn't get an opportunity to meet new people.
Mm.
Because at work, you have associates. You don't have friends at work, right? And
Yeah.
I met maximum people at work. And not everybody likes to make friends at work. Because
Yeah.
here I feel the work culture is all about making amicable associates. I
Mhm.
mean, you can like to work with them, but you generally don't hang out with them
Well,
until you have been in the company for like a brief period of time.
mm, yeah, I agree with that. But you know what? No, most of my friends are from work, but it's like my previous work. I collected them through that.
Oh, and they are from different countries.
Yeah, that's one thing I made sure.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I want to work at such a place.
No, you just have to try, to be honest. Like, you just have to try. You ask them, like, hey, you want to do something this weekend? That's how it starts. Because you don't know, because maybe they're thinking, like, oh, maybe Minat doesn't like me. Maybe she doesn't want to hang out with me, even though they want to hang out with you. That's how I think before. Like my oldest friend here in Canada, like she's my first one. She's from St. Vincent. You know where St. Vincent is?
No.
It's in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Okay, she's my oldest friend. I want to get rid of her, but she keep on sticking. so, so her, and then through changing jobs and whatnot, that's when I started having friends. You just have to reach out. You just have to like say, hey, you want to hang out? Because I feel like sometimes we get into this groove of like, oh, I'm gonna make friends with Indians or Filipinos because it's easier, right?
Yeah, that's true. It takes a lot of effort to move out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right.
But the thing is, at my first workplace in Canada, I met a lot of people from Philippines,
Mhm.
and we did have a good like a cordial relationship at that point.
Hmm.
But when I left the job, we are no longer in touch. So, like to be friends with somebody, you have to be in contact even when you're not working together. That is what I think is missing. That's the huge difference between an associate and a friend.
I love how you say associate. I call it work friends.
Work friends.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a cool term.
yeah, because it's like they're your friends at work. Outside, you're not friends.
Yeah,
You know.
actually, I never really heard of this term, but I think it's pretty cool. Work friends.
Then you convert that work friend to an actual friend.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Like I used to have work friends, and then I'll say, okay, hey, you want to go out and grab a beer or whatever, and then you do that plenty of times. Then they'll be like, you know what, Minat, she's cool.
I think I'm gonna try it soon at my new workplace.
Good, man. You should, because I feel like you to really appreciate the culture here is you really actually have to meet friends that are different culture. Yeah, just like reach out and just do it more often till they realize, oh, you know what, Minat is cool. I want to be friends with her.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that soon. And anyway, through social media, I am able to have a conversation with the people from different parts of the world. So, and who are living here in Toronto. So,
There you go.
uh, actually, I was planning to meet a couple of them, but due to COVID,
Mm.
everything got cancelled.
God damn COVID, eh? So I read somewhere that you started your Instagram account. That actually you didn't mention your Instagram account. You wanna promote it? You wanna say it?
Yeah, so my Instagram handle is Mint in Canada, and I create content related to travel and content which can be helpful for new immigrants in Canada. So when I landed in Canada, I did have my husband, but I thought of people who don't have really anybody to guide them, and it's not easy to start life in a new country. So I
Mm.
thought, why not? I should make content which can be helpful for new immigrants, and that's how I started making immigrant friendly content.
Mm. But did you have the account in India before, or you started here in Canada?
I started it in Canada. I did have an Instagram account in back in India, but that was like a private account.
Mm. And it's still alive, or you just like trash that?
No, no, I still have it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
That's only for friends and family.
Yeah. By the way, for the listeners, you guys gotta check out Mint in Canada because it's amazing. I love her videos. I love her stories. I love her silly dances that she does there. I don't know what you call it. And then you just point at words.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you like it.
Yeah, and it's very helpful. You know, it's not like sometimes you post something like that's possible. You can do that. You know, like something that like, oh, do you know how to go to Canada through this pathway? And then you'll post something. I'm like, that's possible. I didn't even know because I'm not gonna lie. It was easy for me to come to Canada because my mom was here. She supported us. I came here instantly. I was PR.
Okay.
It's not like that now. Since I started the podcast, I'm like learning that there are different ways, and it's hard to get here. And me, I'm a spoiled brat, like thinking like it's easy to move to Canada. But then I'll meet these people. I'm like, no, it's not easy to move to Canada. It's difficult.
You know what, Aaron? Ever since I've started creating content for immigrants, I've been getting so many messages from people in India, and not only India, I would say different countries
Mhm.
like UAE. I got somebody's message from USA, and then there was, in short, a lot of different countries, and everybody right now wants to move to Canada
Well, it's amazing.
because it's very immigrant friendly country. So maybe that's the reason, and you can even become a citizen here in only a few years.
Hmm.
So I think that makes Canada everybody's hot favorite.
Well, it's pretty awesome too.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So let's talk about your Instagram account. I saw that you have partnered with some products. Can you explain how does work? Like, do they approach you or you approach them? How does it work?
Uh, so when I started creating content, I didn't really have any idea of how things work. I didn't have anybody to guide me for that. I didn't have any friend or acquaintance who was a social media creator.
Mm,
So I just started to research on my own, and I started with this amazing app known as Influencer. They
okay.
used to send me products, and which I used to try, and I used to give my honest reviews, and that's how various brands started noticing my work. And then I started approaching brands myself. I
Mm,
used to pitch them, saying that I create social media content, and if they would be interested in working with me. And that's how it goes now. Sometimes I approach the brand, some brands approach me.
mhm.
So yeah, that's about it.
You said the app influencer
Influencer.
or influenced?
Ster.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you get on this, you log in. Is it for free or
that's for free. So if any of you who are listening right now, if any of you are budding content creators, just you have to make your account on Influencer, and they'll send you products to try for free, and you just have to post your honest reviews about it on your social media platforms.
okay? But would they ask you like how many followers do you have?
Yes, I think they did ask, but you don't need to really have a lot of followers for that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So your Instagram account, like I said, has grown exponentially fast. I mean, one time I check you, you're like 6,000. The next minute it's like 7,000, right? Is that because of
Yes.
your research? Do you have a hang on the Instagram algorithm?
I think so. Past 1 year, like in 2020, I was growing steadily. It wasn't very like there wasn't much difference, I would say. It was growing steadily, slow
Mm,
and steady. But in 2021, ever since Reels came out, I felt that my content started going viral.
mm.
And ever since I started creating content specifically on travel and immigration, that gave it a really good boost.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so if any of you is budding content creator, one tip would be following the trends. Whenever you feel that this music is trending, use that music on your reels.
Mm.
And yeah, mainly I think music really helps.
Okay. Yeah, because they're feeding you to use that music. The algorithm's feeding you to use that music, and you use it, and like, you know what? I like this person because it used the music, and then it will introduce your account to different people.
Yes, exactly. You get a better reach because if there are some trending songs, it will be promoted by Instagram. It
Mm.
would be showing on the explore page. Once your profile is noticed on explore page, I think that's a pretty good chance of getting viral.
Wow. What's the most viral video you have or reel?
I think one reel of mine reached a million views. That is crazy, and I didn't imagine that it would perform this well.
Mm. Is that the one that the street is like split into like US and
Yes,
Canada?
yes, yes,
I like that one.
that one. Yeah, but
That's really good.
when I made it, I was like, this is pretty cool, but I didn't imagine that it would hit a million views.
It's always like that. Even with my even with my episodes, sometimes I'm like, okay, this is an okay episode. I'm just gonna put it out, and then I'm like, what is going on here? You know, or like
Yeah.
I have an account for photography, and I said, okay, this is an okay picture. I'll post it. I'm like, then like let's say recently, Giant bicycle. I posted a picture of my bike, which is a Giant brand, and they used that picture on their Instagram account.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I don't know what's amazing. It's not a million views, but it's okay, I guess. But
That's pretty amazing. If your work gets noticed by a brand, that's a pretty big deal.
thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, actually, I felt that uh, the more relatable a piece of content is, the better chance of it getting viral is.
Mm,
If somebody can relate to your content, I think that's when it gets viral.
okay, so I think we're getting there, but I have a few questions to ask. So you're such a lovable person. Do you still receive hate on social media, and how do you deal with it?
I did receive a couple of hate messages, but they are pretty less if I compare it with the amount of love that I'm getting.
What
So
kind of
if I'm
hate do you
getting,
get?
uh, I can't really disclose that because
Mhm,
I don't think that person even took effort to see what type of content I was creating.
mhm.
I think that person was pretty depressed while writing the messages because that person, he or she, I think it must be a he because
Mhm,
girls don't usually use those kind of words that
mhm,
were written in that message. And the message was, I mean, it only had bad words. Yeah, that's
mm.
about it.
Does it bother you though?
Not really. Because if it's constructive criticism, then I'm happy to get it. Because I think that really helps me to plan my content, like future content accordingly.
Mm,
But if it's only hatred, like meaningless hatred, I would pretty much delete that message. Or maybe if that person is following me, I would remove him or her as from the followers list.
okay.
But if I get 99 good messages, then I would say I get only one bad message.
Mhm.
It's that, I mean, that's the difference.
That's the ratio.
That's the ratio, rather. Yeah.
Mm. So do you plan the like what you're gonna post, like, and who plans it? Do you plan it, and who helps you post it or shoot it?
My husband.
Does he want to help you, or you force him to help you?
Sometimes he wants to help me, and sometimes I have to force him to help me. He has to do it anyway.
I know, no choice. You got to do it.
No choice. He has no choice. Because sometimes I do get paid partnerships with brands and I have a deadline for it. So
Okay.
even if my husband doesn't want to do it, he has to do it anyway.
It's funny.
That's the best part of being married.
Mhm.
The other person has to do it for you.
I guess so, right? What speaking of posts, one of my favorite posts of you is you were wearing this like Indian garb. It's beautiful. I think it was purple or something, and it was winter, and you're like scaling this like uphill thing. I'm like, yo, dude, be careful, you're gonna slip. And you
Yeah,
actually show the bloopers, which is
yeah.
amazing. And I read that you used to detest wearing traditional Indian garb.
Yes.
What changed?
So I didn't used to wear Indian outfits like more often when I was in India.
Mm,
I think I took it for granted or whatnot. I am not sure. But I didn't really like wearing Indian outfits while I was living in India. But I think when I moved to Canada, I started to miss my home country and I felt more proud and more inclined
mm.
towards my culture. And I started valuing it even more. And
Yeah.
when I wore Indian outfits here, everyone, like people around me rather, they were like, oh, this is so pretty. And once I was shooting near a castle, and a little boy just approached to me and said, I mean, he thought that I was a princess living in that castle.
That's
So
awesome.
the Indian outfits I feel are very royal.
Mm.
So maybe that was the reason. Uh, People here are very fond of Indian outfits, or maybe the cultural outfits.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What do you call it, the garb?
What I was wearing on the eyes, it's known as lehenga choli.
Mm-hmm.
Lehenga is the bottom skirt, the flowy skirt thing, and the top is known as the blouse. It's known as choli.
Choli.
And my cousin, one of my cousins, is a fashion designer, and she has designed that outfit.
Really? Well,
Yes,
promote it. Promote your cousin.
she is already very famous.
Is she?
Her label is known as Fire and Zenal, and it already has I think, I don't know how many followers she has at this point, but it's definitely more than tens of thousands.
Wow. She's in India or she's here?
She is in India.
Oh, so she had to send that to you, the dress?
No, actually, I got it designed for one of my wedding functions,
Oh,
and
nice.
I got it with me when I came here.
Awesome. So, with all these successes that you're having, what is the thing you are proudest of so far and why?
The thing that makes me feel proud about myself is that I've started taking life how it goes, like whatever life throws at me, I'm willing to accept it. I've become more dynamic than I was before, and I feel that my risk taking ability has also shooted up.
Oh, yeah. You just off of a plane.
Yes. And I think when I moved to Canada, after that, I've become more independent than I
Hmm.
was before in India.
Okay.
Financially, also, I've
Mhm.
become much more independent, and I think I've become independent in a way that I've started doing everything related to me. I'm doing it by myself. In India, we had house help.
Yeah.
So now we have to do all the work by ourselves, be it cooking, be it laundry, groceries, everything. You have to work full time.
That's awesome. I think we're there. But before we close out, do you have any last remarks?
Um, so for those who are wanting to move to Canada, please follow me. Don't hesitate. Reach out to me. Shoot out your questions, and you have to follow Aaron also.
Ah, thank you.
You have to be on his podcast, and you have to talk to him. He's such an amazing person.
I don't know about that.
Yes, you are, because you made me feel so comfortable. It's
Oh,
my first podcast ever,
mhm.
and I was pretty nervous before this because I haven't really gave an interview before, so it's very different to be on the other side.
Thank
It's different than posting pictures and videos on Instagram.
That's awesome. Again, thank you, Minnat, for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. It's been fun.
Thank you, Aaron. Pleasure's mine.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Again, Minnat, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, listeners, for listening. This is Aaron Deliosa for An Immigrant's Life. I'll see you guys later.